Is it actually possible to manifest a fulfilling life? A life where you no longer feel lost with a lack of motivation to do anything. A life where you wake up excited every day, doing whatever you want, whenever you want. Can you actually manifest that car you've always wanted? A relationship with a girl you've been stalking on Instagram for the past 4 months? Or even having 6 figures in your bank account? Well, yes. Yes, you can. But my definition of manifestation isn't the same thing as
I manifest a 6'3" man with a nice stubble, a nice slick back with muscles, and I hope he can be such a good dad to my future child. I also manifest nails, a nice acai bowl in the morning.
No, I'm not talking about that. When I talk about manifestation, I'm here to share what actually worked for me and my personal experience of manifesting. Because most people don't quite understand what it really means to manifest. So, welcome to my video, how to manifest properly. And before you judge my drawings, if I ever see a comment talking about how my drawings are shit, I'm going to do unspeakable things. Anyways, manifestation is not telling yourself empty words like most of these vegan spiritual girls that believe in numerology and zodiac signs. And it's also not about having a vision board to stare at every morning. See, it's actually an unshakable belief that you already have whatever you're manifesting. Because in order to have something materialize into reality, it needs to be achieved internally first. So that means you have to experience whatever you want within. And this is how I was able to manifest who I am today. See, I used to be a degenerate just 2 years ago. Not even 2, like a year ago. I used to drink every day, smoke every day, vape every day, as well as other things that I can't really say on camera. And not only was my behavior and identity full of degeneracy, physically I was also skinny. You know, I looked like someone that could be picked up and thrown away by a wind. Not to mention, I also had no ambitions in life. No purpose. I was just going with the flow with no direction in life. Until it hit me. I realized happiness doesn't come from getting drunk or chasing that nicotine high. I realized happiness comes from fulfillment. And when that shift occurred in my mind, I instantly was able to change into the person I am now. But when I say change, I mean manifested who I am now. Because my old self, who was a degenerate, changed almost instantaneously. Yes, I had to go to the gym. Yes, I had to change my habits. Yes, I had to change a lot of things externally. But that wouldn't have happened if I didn't manifest internally first. See, when I was a degenerate, I didn't just envision the current self I am now. I lived it. I experienced it. The moment I said enough was enough, I instantly perceived myself as a changed man. Even though reality doesn't say so, I was already changed. Now, I know it sounds absurd and confusing right now, but just bear with me. You see, there's a universal law that applies to all material things. The more you chase, the further it gets. Just like a girl is gonna run away if you keep being desperate, if you keep chasing that girl. She's gonna keep on getting further and further away from you. And in the same way, everything in the universe will keep running away from you if you keep on chasing it and desiring it, and you can't live without it. And manifesting is simply closing this gap between you and that thing you want. So by following this law, to close this gap, you have to give yourself this thing internally so you don't have to chase it. Say for example, I want to manifest $10,000. You're not going to manifest if you're going to be like a meth tweaker.
Oh, I need $10,000. I need $10,000 right now. I need to...
Even if you put in the work, you're not gonna make $10,000 if you need it that badly. And that's just how the universe works. So manifesting is actually giving yourself the $10,000 internally. Not materially, but internally. And you can do that with the help of vehicles. And these vehicles are usually affirmations, visualizations, and scripting. They're basically techniques that help you harness this feeling that you've already achieved whatever you want. And this is what a lot of people get wrong. People just see these vehicles and think, oh, I can just manifest by telling myself affirmations every morning, or visualizing a scenario in my head, or scripting a dream scenario. You first need to understand what manifesting truly is, which is to believe you already have what you want. And even with that knowledge, these vehicles still won't work, because these vehicles need fuel to move. And that fuel is emotion and conviction. There's quite a lot of people that try to manifest and they say, oh, affirmations aren't working for me, visualization isn't working for me, scripting isn't working for me. Well, the only one that works is the one you believe. See, if you're not convinced that affirmations work, then it's not gonna work. If visualization doesn't compel you emotionally and you're not convinced that it actually works, it's not gonna work. So manifestation isn't about the vehicles at all. That's basically telling Michael Jordan his basketball skills comes from his shoes, which doesn't. It comes from him. And once you realize manifesting is about emotion and conviction, it's all gonna click. Trust me. See, what I did personally was I visualized the person I am now when I was a degenerate. And I didn't just visualize scenarios. I didn't just daydream and imagine stuff. No. I genuinely cried tears of joy whenever I visualized something. Same goes for affirmations. Whenever you read affirmations, you don't just read it without any emotion. I will have a green Lamborghini Huracan by the year 2027. No, that shit's not gonna work. Whenever you read affirmations, you need to feel the emotion you get after achieving the thing. Imagine how happy you feel. Imagine how satisfied and happy and content you feel after buying that Lamborghini. How safe and confident you feel after getting that girl. Even though in reality it hasn't happened yet, I want you to assume internally that it's already happened. Feel the emotions. Be convinced that it's already happened. Believe that it's already happened. And once that goal has been internalized, everything will just fall into place. Everything you experienced within is going to happen externally. It's going to happen in reality. Because once you've already experienced whatever it is that you want, you're no longer desperate. You're no longer chasing. Now you can focus on the present. And that's how you manifest. But there's one more piece to the puzzle that so many people overlook. And that's action. You did all the steps correctly, you experienced everything within, but if you don't take action, then nothing is gonna happen. See, action is also part of manifesting. It's not just about the spiritual stuff within, you know? Action is also part of it. So once you finish experiencing that thing within, you will naturally start taking action. But if you deliberately stop yourself from taking action, then you didn't manifest correctly. So just to recap, manifestation is believing that you already have whatever it is that you're looking for. And you do this by choosing a vehicle, whether that be affirmations, visualization, scripting, or however many fucking vehicles there are. And using this vehicle, you combine it with emotion and conviction, really feeling and experiencing whatever it is that you want within. And after you've created that belief that you already have what it is that you want, now it's time to make it a reality by taking action. That, ladies and gentlemen, is all you have to do to manifest. Anyways, just know that I'm rooting for you.